Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be playing with the entire Colourpop X Hocus Pocus Round 2 collection. I have it all here with me. I am going to swatch everything and do a look, so if that is something you're interested in seeing, just go ahead and keep watching. Can I just start out by saying I almost gave myself a freaking heart attack trying to buy this makeup. So I work in a freezer, 0-degree freezer. You stand in front of a belt, boxes come down from the second floor, you stack them on a pallet, you wrap it, you move it. So I'm not always in the freezer, but by some sick coincidence, I happen to be in the freezer both times they launched these collections, both years in a row. So I was so scarred emotionally from missing out on last year's PR set that I was nervous, like heart pumping nervous. It was like 12:59. I'm trying to time everything right, New York time of course, and I'm running outside. I got the website ready. I have my fiance at home trying to buy last year's PR set. I was in charge of buying this year's PR set. I'm panicking. I couldn't send him a link because it wasn't on the website until it was live, and there was no time for that. So it launches, I grab it, I put it in the cart, I'm in the queue, and I literally have 2 to 4 minutes to step out of this freezer before all the boxes pile up and people start yelling at me from the second floor. So I put it in my cart, I'm in the queue, I'm hiding in a corner because I'm not supposed to be on my phone, and it's loading, I check out, I have to run back in the freezer, boxes are all the way up to the top, I'm panicking, I clear the line, and my fiance texts me because he's not sure what he's buying, so I'm like, crap, I'm gonna miss last year's because he doesn't know. So then I run back outside, I'm trying to get now last year's PR set, I have it in the cart, I tell him, yes, that's it, but don't worry about it, I think I'm gonna get it. He says too late. I end up getting last year's PR set. He also bought last year's PR set. I'm sweating at this point. I'm hiding my phone while I'm in the queue, running back in the freezer, clearing half the line just to buy me some time, running back out to my phone. I finally check out. I have both collections. I can take a breath, and moral of the story, almost everything was in stock until about 9 p.m. So I lost about 3 years off of my life for no reason. I had plenty of time to get everything. I am going to start with the non-makeup items, which are probably the things I'm most excited about in this collection. So Soul Body did release their very first candle, and of course, it's the Black Flame candle, and this is what it looks like. Very cute. I think it's safe to say that I'm gonna say a million times in this video that I am in love with this packaging. Like, even the inside is adorable. Colourpop kills their packaging. Everything is 1,000 out of 10 on this collection. So as for the candle, mine was a little messy when I opened it. Like, there's some wax poured down the side, and I tried to scrape it off, and I actually scraped off some of the color, which is kind of annoying, but it is their first candle, so wasn't expecting it to be perfect. It is supposed to smell like warm chestnuts, which I've smelled more than my fair share of warm chestnuts in my life, and this is not warm chestnuts. Second of all, that's an interesting choice for a Halloween collection. It smells very Christmassy. Like, I have had this up here in my little candle holder for a couple of days, and the room smells very much like Christmas. So I probably would have gone with maybe like a basic traditional pumpkin spice, but that's just me. So overall, packaging on this, 1,000 out of 10. Execution on the candle, almost perfect. Almost. They could have cleaned it up a little bit, but other than that, love the addition of the candle to the collection. So next up, probably my favorite part of this collection, there is a little hand mirror. So here is the box it comes in. Adorable, obviously. Binks is on the front. And here is the back of the mirror. It is shaped like a little kitty cat. This is perfection. I'm sorry. The letters on it are very sparkly and they kind of have a bit of a purple shift. Perfection. My only worry with this is that this design will rub off once you start to use it. Like, I don't know if you've noticed on the back of some of their palettes, the print rubs off with time. So, it kind of feels a little more sturdy than the printing on some of the palettes, but just because I know I probably won't get a chance to buy another one of these, I probably should have got two, but I don't know if I will actually use it just because it is so beautiful. I don't want to ruin it. I will probably just display this one for that reason. But other than that, this is absolute perfection. I am in love, and this is the best part of the collection, if you ask me. So next up, we do have a Cutie Mark face stamp with this collection as well. And here is the packaging on this one. And the packaging on the actual component is really dope. I like it a lot. But this is a little spider. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Come on, really expensive camera, focus. There we go. So it is a little spider. I don't know how well this is gonna actually work. I am gonna try it out on my hand, so... Oh! It worked! Oh, but it bleeds out. So that was really cute for about a quarter of a second. So it's really, really cute when it first goes down. Yeah, that very quickly became unrecognizable as a spider. So this collection did also come with 3 lip products, and these are the Fresh Kiss Lip Cremes. And here is the packaging on these, one for each sister, obviously. And I will say the colors are actually pretty interesting. I am happy that they weren't like a nude, a peach, and a rose. Each package has their mode of transportation on the side. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So here are the 3 lip product components. You do have an orange metallic print of each sister on the front. And this is a better look at the colors. So really interesting color choices. There is a black lip product, which I'm kind of excited about. I don't think I've ever worn a black lipstick. Actually, I'm pretty sure one of my older sisters had a black bullet lipstick that I would play with. Rosie, did you have a black bullet lipstick? She don't watch all my videos. So I am gonna go ahead and swatch these. I don't wanna stain the back of my hand. Wow. That is pigmented. So this one is the shade Hello Boys. And next we have the plum colored one, and this one is the shade Together We Fly. And I've never tried this formula from Colourpop, so I'm interested to see how these wear. And that is the next one there. And next we have the shade Calming Circle. And this is the most safe of the 3. I think this is also the product that sold out first. And it is a very beautiful, like, everyday, peachy, kind of rosy nude. So this might be something you could actually get a whole lot of use out of. I mean, not that these can't be everyday as well. Wear whatever makes you happy. So real quick, I don't think these dried down. The first one I swatched is still creamy, so I don't know how I feel about a black lipstick that doesn't dry down. Might get a little messy throughout the day. The next thing we have is a little Super Shock trio called Trouble Brewing. And here's the outside packaging, and it just slides out, and then you have the 3 shades on the inside. I'm so scared to open all of this because I don't want to damage the packaging. So here we have the 3 shades. They each have a cute little design on the front of the component, and they are in this light purple packaging. So I am going to swatch. This one is called Forever Bewitching. And that is a very beautiful purple shade. And the next one we have here is called Dost Thou Comprehend? I love Hocus Pocus. It's my second favorite Halloween movie. Don't at me, Halloween Town has my heart. And this one is a very sparkly, kind of a pale orange. And last up we have To Be Young and Beautiful Forever. And this one is a very sparkly champagne kind of gold color. It's kind of hard to see there. So if you saw my new makeup release video where I talked about this collection, I was kind of disappointed by the color choices for some of the products. Like, why is there a sparkly champagne Super Shock? There are 35.5 million sparkly champagne Super Shocks on the Colourpop website right now. This did not need to be here. I would have loved to see the most insanely glittery, just beautiful black shade full of purple and orange sparkle. That's why Colourpop should hire me. Just saying. And now the main event, of course, the eyeshadow palettes. And here is the outside packaging. It is soft touch, and all the witches and the moon are glossy, along with the kind of like holographic lettering. So there is the back of the packaging, which is also adorable. All the little shades are in little kitty cat heads. Beautiful touch. And of course, the inside of the packaging, as always, is beautifully designed as well. Here is the outside of the palette. It looks exactly like the box. And this is kind of smaller than I was expecting. Like, it's a very compact palette. Like, here it is compared to one of their 9 pans. It's shorter than the 9 pan and just barely longer. So a little bit smaller than I was expecting. So inside of the palette, it does have a mirror. I'm gonna try not to blind you guys. And it has this really cute little detail with the 3 sisters in the bottom corner. So here are the shades in the palette. Now, again, if you saw my new makeup release video, you will have seen a picture of this palette compared to the It's a Mood Mega palette they just released. It is identical. So to say that I am mildly disappointed by the fact that it feels like this palette was kind of an afterthought. Like, they just released the It's a Mood 2 weeks before they released this one. So I do think that is a pretty palette. I also think that it was kind of a cop-out. And I don't actually think it fits the collection all that well. I would have loved to see a very literal interpretation of the colors in the packaging in the palette. Like, yeah, it has some purple shades and it has this like kind of orange shimmer, but I wanted to see bright purple, orange, maybe a yellow, a black shade in here as well. Like, there's not even a black in this palette. So I am kind of disappointed by the colors in the palette, but I mean, I do think it's a pretty palette. It just doesn't fit the collection as well as it could have. So Anyways, I am gonna go ahead and swatch all of these shades. So here we have the first row. So the whole first row is very, very pale neutrals. Like, you can barely see them on the back of my hand. I also think this row of neutrals had no business being in this palette. Not every palette requires tans, beiges, and a champagne shimmer, especially when there's already a champagne Super Shock. I'm about to swatch these next to each other. So I swatched the Super Shock shadow up by that first shade in the palette. They're almost identical. Like, one of those was incredibly unnecessary. God, these are one of these shirts that rolls up if you lift your arms, and it's gonna be the death of me. So here we have the second row, and this entire row is shimmers. They look very beautiful, they're pigmented, they're smooth, no complaints here. And there on the end we have the last row, and it's pretty much a corresponding matte shade to one of the shimmers. There is the entire palette swatched out. Again, I'm so disappointed about that first row. Like, you can't even see it. What can you do? So I did zoom you in to go ahead and do a look, but first off, I am gonna go ahead and use the Super Shock as a face highlighter because I'm not wearing any. Let me get my fancy kitty cat mirror. That is very pretty, very sparkly. So if you don't like sparkly highlights, I wouldn't recommend. Should I use the orange one as a blush? Are we getting a little saucy here? Okay, I kind of love that on the tip of my nose. Obviously not something I'm gonna do every day, but for the occasion, it's adorable. So I am going to start with this like very pale beige color. I don't know how well this is gonna show up, but it might have a little bit more pigment than it appears to have in the pan. Little bit. So then I'm gonna take the next one, this orangey kind of shade. I don't have a single clean brush because of that Halloween look I just did. And I'm gonna deepen up my outer corner with this purple shade here. Oh, it's a little powdery. I actually dressed up as Sarah Sanderson for Halloween. I think the last year before, you know, the world fell apart and we could still go trick-or-treating. My niece wanted to be Winifred Sanderson. And of course you can't have one Sanderson sister without the other two. So my sister and I dressed up as Mary and Sarah to make sure her costume was recognizable. I love dressing up for Halloween so much. I wish I lived in a more exciting place sometimes. Not that I'm like going out type of person. Like, I don't do nightclubs or stuff like that, but if I had a really fun place to go for Halloween, and if I lived in a city where, you know, someone didn't get shot every time we gathered, I would definitely love to dress up every year and go out. I have gone out a few times. It just always ends up being a horrible night because this city sucks. Well, that escalated quickly. Wasn't exactly what I had in mind for this look. This palette is just screaming for a true orange. So I want to take the shimmers from like the champagne to orange to purple. Yeah, I wish these shades were more true orange. I'm probably gonna go over it with the Super Shocks. And then I'm just taking that purple and putting it on the outer half. So I wasn't recording any of that. I just went ahead and put the orange and purple Super Shock shadows. I can do a little more. I put them over the orange and purple eyeshadow just to make them more sparkly. And I definitely like them better with the Super Shock shadows on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some liner and mascara, and I will come back to try out the lip colors. Some stuff has happened since we were last together. I kind of had the idea to do the spiderweb eyeliner, and then I just went for it, so here we are. And then, you know, I put mascara on, I'm like, this is just not enough for what I've got going on my face right now, so I'm actually wearing the Boss Witch lashes from last year's collection, and, you know, it's a Halloween look. That's why we're here. I really, really don't want to put this on my face because the ones on my hand definitely look like someone sprayed them with Raid, so I feel like this is gonna ruin everything, but I really want to try it because it's part of the collection. Maybe I'll do one on this side because I can still hide it, and if it ruins everything, you won't see it, and if it turns out amazing, I'll put one on this side. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, it's so cute. Maybe it just bled out so much on my hand because you obviously have a lot more lines and creases on your hand, but okay, it's going on the other side. I don't know if I love it. No. Okay, I wiped them off. I think I covered it up. Let's try this again. I'm gonna go with my original idea. Oh my goodness. It is so late. It's dark. I've been filming for way too long. And I really hope I don't mess this up again. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna move on to the lip color, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna use the black one because I think it goes best with this look. I do like the little applicator because it does allow you to kind of line your lips. My inner witch is screaming right now. Not the easiest formula to get a clean line. It is pretty creamy. I kind of love this. Again, this is a very creamy formula, so I have a feeling that with talking and just making facial expressions, you're probably gonna smudge your lip line. I think this would have been better if it were like a matte liquid lipstick. So this is the finished look, and I kind of love it. Definitely a little dramatic, not your everyday, or maybe it is, and that's fabulous. Yeah, kind of love this. Actually, I think something is missing. That's better. One more thing. There we go. So that was it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I hope that you would consider liking, subscribing, and coming back for some more content. Bye!